This video, I'm going to talk about how Cisco routers choose which iOS to load. I've got some notes here, or how a router chooses which OS to load. So, a router chooses the iOS or the OS to load based on two factors. Number one is the last hex digit in the configuration register, called the boot field. So, an example of that would be, let me go into the router. Cisco show version. So it says here that the boot field is the fourth hex digit in the configuration register. So basically this here, this is the last digit, right? And this is called boot field. And number two is any boot system global configuration commands in the startup config file. Let me see if this router has that particular command. Root. It does not, but basically you can actually specify that command in the configuration, in the global configuration mode. So that would be boot system question mark flash and then the name of the iOS. So next is the process to choose which OS to load on modern Cisco routers happens as follows. So the actual step numbers are not important. The list is just numbered for easier reference. And by the way, I got these notes from this book. So if boot field is 0, use the ROMMON OS. If boot field is 1, load the first iOS file found in flash memory. If boot field is 2 through F, the router is going to do two things. A, it's going to try each boot system command in the startup config file in order until one works. And number two, or letter B, if none of the boot system commands work, load the first iOS file found in flash memory. So basically, if the commands here that you type does not work, the router is gonna actually check. The second thing that the router is gonna check is the first iOS file in flash memory. Show file systems. So here, flash. The router is gonna load the first file, meaning this file here, the iOS file in the flash drive or flash memory. And number 4, if all other attempts fail, load ROMMON, from which you can perform further steps to recover by copying a new iOS image into flash. From which you can perform further steps to recover by copying a new iOS image into flash. From which you can perform further steps to recover by copying. I haven't tried this first, but in real world, uh, it's it's not often that you perform this kind of uh, this step here or this option here, because you wanna make sure that your boot system is actually gonna work, or you already have an iOS file in flash memory. So I don't think you're gonna do this option in real world. So, but number three, uh, option three is the one that you will often do because the boot system command, you always specify this. For example, if you are trying to upgrade an iOS, you want to make sure that the router is going to load the iOS that you specify in the boot system command, right? And you actually uh, gonna do or gonna put two boot system commands just to make sure that, I mean, just in case the first command doesn't work, then you have a backup command, which is your current iOS. So that's all I can talk about uh, on how Cisco routers choose which iOS to load.